Alright, hello, welcome back to another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video here. Today, we're going to be doing this final batch of missions for the countdown to the 10th anniversary. Obviously, so far we've done I believe there was an October batch, right? November batch, December batch, and now finally, we have the January batch. Now, obviously, this will be the last batch because, it's a batch per month, and the anniversary is at the very end of this month. I believe that I don't know the exact date. Obviously, I'm a global player, new for JP anniversary timeline, but I believe it's somewhere between like January 27th and 30th that the characters will drop. Now, I'm pretty sure that we may even know what the characters are based off like artworks, maybe even some animations, like a week prior. I believe we did the year before from the sort of fan anniversary meetup thing they do. But I mean, we won't know kits obviously until right around the time they're dropping. Obviously pretty excited though. This is the last one. And once again, we're going to be clearing through these missions. I got teams built for all of these. But yeah, without further ado, I'm going to cut away here. And then we'll, get our teams prepped. And we'll jump in, just going down here. So we'll start off with Stage 31 of Dragon Ball history. Stage 6, the Boss Rush. Fighting Legend Frieza. And we'll finish off with the Ultimate Red Zone. This is the Red Ribbon one. So we'll fight Cell Max there. But yeah. We'll be right back. Alright, so here we are. Stage 31, Dragon Ball Super Superhero. Now, I figured, we can rock some of these temporarily boosted units as well as one of my favorite releases of all time. Rapidly approaching their ECA. I mean, I believe part 3, I believe, is late February. I don't know the exact date. But I mean, maybe like February 20th or something like that. I mean, we're going to be seeing EZAs for these guys in the gods, like 99.99% chance of happening. So, I mean, I guess they could do their EZAs in a different spot, but they do the anniversary. Headliner 3 years back, every anniversary. Obviously being 10th anniversary, these are 7th anniversary. It's gonna happen. That being said, these guys, I genuinely can't wait. But I figure we'll use them for, these really aren't too difficult. At least they haven't been. These sort of countdown missions. It's just to sort of, get you in the. All hyped up for anniversary and such. But yeah, without further ado, let's just jump right in.
Alright.
I mean, it is kind of unfortunate to think about that, I mean, pretty soon here, obviously, we're no longer going to have the buffs for like 3rd, 4th, and 5th anniversary LRs, as well as Gohan and Cell. That is unfortunate, but at the same time, I do think it's a really good idea, system, whatever. And, I mean, they can always buff them again temporarily, if not, whenever eventually down the line they will super easy ace. So, I don't know, they weren't going to super easy them anytime soon, so it's just a fun way to bring some of these old characters back. Now, here we go. Intros. I guess, intro.
Sorry for the wait, Kakarot. Ready when you are, Vegeta.
Their intro is pretty fire still. Even now. I mean, I think the Gods is still one of my favorites, to be honest, that they have ever done. Something about the, like Goku's sort of jumping thing, but I don't know, it's just, I can't believe we're about to be in the 10th anniversary. It's just like very, very wild to think about. I mean, I've, said it in all of these, I'm pretty sure, but I mean, this account dates back to, I'd say, like, fall before the 3rd anniversary. sometime in the fall before the third anniversary. I don't know the exact month, like September, October, something like that, I think. I had played the game a few times before on various other accounts. The game wasn't. I mean, being honest, a lot of people are like, oh, back in the day, this game sucked back in the day. Like, this game, comparatively to where it is now, the game even sucked when I really started getting into it. But I mean, like I did summon, on an account. I don't know if I even have the account anymore. Like it might be tied to an email or something. But like Strength Gogeta, I did summon when he came out. I do remember that. I remember summoning on Int Gogeta and Strength Chunin, but I don't know exactly what celebration that was, to be honest, though. But like I had, I remember something when, single summons were the thing to do, right? Like, yeah, it's just crazy thinking about back then, and the Namek event that all the Friezas like awakened into like Golden Frieza. I don't know, there's a lot of crazy stuff from back then. But it's just like, we're almost there, and I've been saving my stones up. I probably should have summoned less than I did, honestly. If I were to take back any of the summons I've done, though, like, it's hard for me to say, like, oh yeah, I didn't want to summon on that banner in retrospect. Maybe, like, after I did the 150 summon for Ego Tanks and Jiren, I did do another 150 just in single multis, afterwards. I might not have done that, but like otherwise, like, like, do I regret, going? I mean, how many stones was it for the pity? Because I went all the way for pity. I did for AGL Dokkan Fest Vegeta. I mean, and that was just for a dupe. I only have one dupe for him. That dupe, the one I got from pity, but like, do I regret going that deep? However 1,000+ stones for Vegeta? No, no, I don't. He, certainly he could have been like stronger, right? But I'm a Vegeta fan. I'm happy with the character, and I really do think he's overhated. How he'll be treated by what I believe will be pretty massive 10th anniversary power creep. Kind of worrying, to be honest. I mean, we'll see what happens, right? But he could, theoretically age out completely within the next. I wouldn't even say next month. It's typically, the part 3 content mid-late February is where things get really difficult. Part 2 might have some hard stuff, but I don't expect too much difficulty in part 1. We'll see though, right? But like, I don't know. I don't think there's like the heroes units either. Like, I haven't been using them too much over the last month. But like, Fu, right? Mickey Cabra. I already had Mickey Cabra, but rocking that sort of heroes team, definitely a lot of fun. Like, I could have been smarter with my stones, 100%. But I'm fine with the decisions I made, I think, overall. Now it's just like, hopefully I get, whatever I want from, 10th anniversary. I mean, I do have my beliefs going into it, like Super Vegito, like Super Saiyan Goku, full final form into full power Frieza. Like, these are characters I want. I do believe Super Gogeta will be in there too. That's my ideal, like, 10th anniversary. But like, at the end of the day, honestly, they could do just about anything, and I think as long as the characters are like insane, I'd be pretty happy. I mean, if they pull up with some shit like Videl, right? Videl 10th anniversary Carnival LR Hippie Gal leader or some shit like okay, let's not do that. Like, when I say anything, I don't mean shit like that. But I mean, Super Saiyan Gohan into Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, sure, you know, Super Saiyan Goku, right, first time. They could, do Super Saiyan 3 Goku from the Kid Buu fight. Like, there's a lot of Super Saiyan 4 Goku, right? For the most part, I'd be fine with like any of the character choices. I just really want them to be good. This is gonna be, for me at least. I really want this to be the most memorable like anniversary. I don't. I mean, we're on Beast Gohan. I don't know how many. I was kind of trying to conserve, but I don't know how many stages are left here. Let me fuse.
Let's fuse. Kakarot, you're the last person I expected to suggest fusing. This is going to be special. I can feel it. Fusion! I'm neither Goku nor Vegeta. I am the one who will destroy you.
But orbs are kind of. All right, I guess let me use the active. I don't want to die here.
Guess there's no need to play games. I'm pretty strong this time around. Times 10! Kamehame! Yeah!
Okay, yeah. I don't know how much I really trusted Gogeta to sit in front of that. I'm being completely honest. But yeah, it's just. I did gotta get the animation in there. I genuinely cannot wait for that easy A to happen. We're headed in for the peak of this game, I think. There's no way we like surpass this until like the 13th anniversary or something. Is what they got to do in my opinion. But of course we'll see. And they did do the special EX stuff for 7th anniversary. Dragon Ball obviously the number 7 is pretty huge for. I would expect an EX step going into this anniversary. I mean, we'll see, obviously, but I mean that's honestly where they could do Super Saiyan Goku and Full Power Frieza easy A's if they want to do an EX step. I mean, they the 2020 worldwide LRs were easy A at the very end of anniversary. I mean, they can easily do the 2021 worldwide LRs at the very end. Of course, we'll see what they do though. Those guys have got a ECA soon though. There we go. That's stage 31 cleared though. We'll come right back around once I believe it was like stage 6 of Boss Rush or something. We'll be right back. All right, we are back for Dokkan event Boss Rush 6. Now that's the team I got formatted. Obviously, I mean we used the Super Saiyan 4s last time. We're gonna be using the gods this time. But yeah, let's just jump right in. I'm just peak excitement right now. I'm really 10th anniversary. It's this is going to be something special. I can feel it. Like Goku said, that fusing animation. It's just there's no way they flounder this. I guarantee 99.999% chance it's going to be peak in every part. We'll see, but like, it's just they got a lot riding on this, and they know that, so there's no way they'd play around. All right, here we go. AGL Broly's intro's coming up. You know how long that is, so. Okay. I mean, this will probably be pretty easy, obviously. I'll probably get the gods in, like, Vegeta, Gogeta rotations. I don't know how strong that'll be, obviously, though, because there's not really... Until these guys fuse, they are temporarily buffed. I don't know about them sitting in slot 1. Although, I mean, this is Dokkan Boss Rush 6. Like, this is old as hell. This isn't going to be difficult, I don't think. I guess we'll see, but I'm pretty confident. I don't know, this year has just been Oh.
It's about time I got a chance to fight. It's pretty obvious you're not going to defeat him by yourself.
There we go. This year's just been like so peak though. I mean, obviously, like how the singles handled, like that's. I mean, we don't need to. You know, that's. What's how's the phrase go? Like kicking a dead horse or whatever. Like, I mean, it's everything that needed to be said has been said about that. I mean, there's been some misses like that. Like for me, like one of the most to stand out has got to be Strength Super Vegeta's EZA. Final Flash, that Final Flash from the Cell Saga is genuinely one of my favorite moments from the series. I mean, I've been big into Dragon Ball since, you know, I was just a kid, right? So it's like there are certain moments that just stand out to me that it's like always this is the pinnacle, right? I mean, just thinking about like, I mean, even to this day, right? I go on YouTube and I'll look back and I'll watch, you know, Android 16 speech into, you know, just let it go Gohan, and you know, him starting to go Super Saiyan 2 for the first time, or Super Saiyan 3 Goku, right, for the first time. Final Flash Vegeta, like these are all moments that are just like just supremely peak to me. That's something I said about how I thought about the Golden Week Super Saiyan 3 Goku. That's what it is. His intro, I mean, I really, the character himself is pretty strong and stuff, but I really dislike that intro. It's they didn't do that scene justice, I don't think. Obviously, they can't have like 5 minutes of screaming, right? But you know, they didn't even get like the initial the power up like at all. Like it, I felt like they chose the wrong part of that scene. I mean, it's not the biggest deal, but like that one of there is one of my favorite scenes from Dragon Ball. So it's like, you know, I would have liked if they did that a bit better. But like, you know, Final Flash Vegeta. I mean, they just went so far ahead in the schedule, comparatively, for ECAs to do him, and then, you know, they kind of messed it up. Like I don't know what else to say about it other than they just messed it up. I really don't know what they were thinking with his ECA. Like 5 turns of guard, and then he's gated against like a Cell specific enemy, and there's no like, not even Cell Max, that's the thing. It's not even a Cell Max enemy. It's just an enemy that like just Cell himself from the Cell Saga. It's like, what are we doing here? You know, it's that his ECA feels like the biggest like standout. Like this just sucks ass to me from this year. But I mean, other than that, like obviously, like I mean, Ginyu, like that just in general sucks ass. Like I will not stop preaching that character and like so many other characters, like, you know, Final Form, not Final Form Frieza, First Form Frieza, would like get so much help, and even releases going into this year probably would receive so much help if he just also worked with Terrifying Conquerors. Why is he restricted to an entire team of Special Pose? Most stupid design choice ever. It should have been Terrifying Conquerors too. If it was Special Pose or Terrifying Conquerors, that would genuinely do so much for that unit and other units. That's got to be the biggest like actual blunder of the year. But for me, you know, Vegeta's ECA is probably it, even though it's not actually. But I mean, otherwise, I do think that more or less they nailed just about everything this year. Okay, Hirudegarn. Finally. Damn, it took like 10 supers to hit this guy. And then he just dies in one shot. He had Ultra Instinct there for a moment. That's crazy. Yeah, I do think that just, I mean, I'm expecting Z to have a really big focus for this year. I mean, we'll see, obviously, but like, you know, like a Z heroes and Z villains or whatever is what I really think they could do for like the sort of theme of the year, category theme, whatever. And I do think that would work pretty well. I really hope they like Z. It definitely. I mean, we've gotten like a bunch of Boo Saga stuff, but like, you know, there's just so much stuff. Like, you know, the Saiyan Saga still needs actual Dokkan Fest. I mean, I don't. They're gonna have to repurpose a lot of animations. You know, if they want to make them T-War or LR, it doesn't really matter. They're going to have to repurpose animations unless they just make a bunch of Dokkan original animations. But the Saiyan Saga was pretty heavily disrespected by being Yellow Coin LRs. I do think Cell Max was disrespected by becoming a Yellow Coin LR. He really should have swapped places, I think, with the Gammas. You know, maybe like switch Rosé's spot, right? With what Topo, right? Give him the Part 2 LR. He didn't have a. No, he had Ginyu. Damn, I don't know. But point being, like, I think the Gammas work much better as a Yellow Coin LR than Cell Max. I mean, I feel like Cell Max definitely should have been the Carnival for 9th anniversary. And that's this sort of like, I do think it is sort of disrespectful when to the character, like something like Bulma from the first Dragon Ball episode being a Yellow Coin LR. Yeah, sure. I mean, well, first like 10 episodes. So I mean, there's like Ulan in there and stuff, right? But you know, like it's not the biggest deal when, you know, Bulma's first appearance is as a Yellow Coin LR. I mean, that's fitting. But the Saiyan Saga, like that, being Yellow Coin LRs, it just, to this day, it feels dirty. Like, as good as 7th anniversary is, for me and others remembered as, like, you know, certainly, I mean, Part 2, you know, they there were some issues, to say the least. So I really hope we finally get Dokkan Fest for Great Ape Vegeta, Kaioken, Goku. They definitely deserve it. They're some of the most deserving characters who don't have them currently. I mean, like, babies up there, like Demon King Piccolo, stuff like that. But I mean, I'm surprised that we really don't have them yet. Hopefully we see them this year, but who knows for sure, right?
Time to get serious.
But you know, I like Final Form Frieza doesn't have a Dokkan Fest.
Let's go.
Like, these are things that I really do think really need some of the last big characters that need representation for Dokkan Fest, and a lot of them are like Z stuff, or you know, like Gohan and Cell needs redone. It hasn't really been redone since, I mean, what was it, 2019 was those LRs, I believe. I think so. Cell and Gohan, like, I mean, it hasn't really been done in like 6 years or something at this point, 5 years. They gotta. This year, with all the Cell Saga EZAs as well coming up, like, they gotta do it. There's no way. Here, I haven't done the transformation yet. Let's get this in.
Let's do this, Vegeta. Yeah! destroy you.
But yeah, I feel like a lot of the Z stuff, like Kid Buu still doesn't have an LR. It's like, come on. Me personally, if I'm being honest, I really don't think Kid Buu even necessarily needs a Dokkan Fest LR. I'm happy if he gets a Carnival LR, genuinely. I really do think they could just, and we've gone through like all of the Buu Saga stuff at this point, so I don't know what the easy A's would really be, but they could definitely do like, for Tanabata, like Super Saiyan 3 Goku, and then the counterpart for the Carnival being, Kid Buu. I feel like that'd be a pretty good slot. Like, there's a lot of stuff that I think either needs done just in general or needs redone for Z. It just really makes me think this is going to be the year of Z, especially with all like the super stuff we got throughout this year. Obviously, we'll see, but I do think, and it was the year before, right? We got a lot of movie stuff, or was it? 2022 was a lot of movie stuff. Oh, 2023 was just 2023 Dokkan existed. that's the best way to put it. There were some decisions made in 2023 Dokkan that need to stay within 2023 Dokkan. I don't even like what even was the sort of theme of that year. I guess like Power of Wishes was the category theme, but like there were so many blunders in 2023. I don't know. There was some crazy work going on in the lab. They were not cooking some good stuff up that year, but I do think 10th anniversary and really the whole year. I mean, to be fair, there was, whether or not people want to really like quote unquote remember it, there were a lot of like bad vibes from just how horrible like 2023 Dokkan was. They carried over into the beginning of 2024. And I mean, the part one was obviously really good, but getting an actual Beast Gohan and not that shit that was leased Gohan, like I was I watched the stream and stuff, like the disappointment for me and everyone else and the memes that were going around, and once the data download hit and seeing him just die nonstop, like it was, he really hung over 2023 Dokkan, whereas the new Beast hung over 2024 Dokkan in a good way, I would say. I feel like they know not to do stupid stuff like that now going forward, but obviously we'll see. We shall see. But it's just because of how good Beast was and how he deserved it. I'm not like a big Beast fan. Like I don't really care, right? For me, like the big thing from that movie is Piccolo finally getting some love. That's pretty dope for me. But like he deserved it, and he needed it after his shadow, least Gohan's shadow, just hung way too hard over 2023 Dokkan. I don't. That's just, we're in a good spot right now. I do think, to the point where I am pretty satisfied with whatever we get for 2025. I do think I'd be fine once again with like most choices in general, but if I were to request anything, I do think we need the Namek stuff for sure. But we can get that at some point throughout the year. I really think Super Vegito, like that might be the final, like, and it's not even that like hung over, it so to speak. But I do think like Vegito's treatment in this game is pretty baffling recently. AGL, we frauds have no limits, right? that character is not so good for Vegito. And Super Vegito's ECA this year, it was something. Right, we're in need of a new Super Vegito. I mean, the last one we got was that 2021. I mean, and it was worldwide. So I mean, like 4.5 years later, for the 10th anniversary, essentially, I feel like is a good landing spot for Super Vegito. And he's just, I feel like he's the character that like perfectly represents Dokkan in a sense. I mean, the way they spammed him at the beginning, I feel like they really want to remember, make a big point of the past of Dokkan or whatever, of the good times. And that's what these countdown missions sort of feel like to me. Making a good memory, pointing out all the good times of Dokkan or whatever, to build up hype for it. And I feel like Super Vegito perfectly represents that. Like, I really hope we get a Super Vegito. If we don't, I mean, I'll be disappointed, but it's like, whatever. But whatever they end up doing, I think it's going to be good. It's just, I can't believe, I mean, at this point, we're, like, 3 weeks out. I mean, well, not from when they drop, but we will know the characters within 3 weeks. I'm pretty confident of that. Maybe even a little less, maybe a little more, but I don't know. It's just, whenever the fan meetup is, I don't know exactly when that is. But last year, I mean, we got the arts and some of the animations. Like, that is, I don't know. I'm so excited. I really am. All right, there we go, though. That's stage 6 done. Quite a bit there. We'll cut here. We'll come back around and start doing the next mission. All right, we are back. Our second to last mission here is clearing Fighting Legend Frieza. And I mean, let's just get going. Obviously, we're rocking a sort of Namek team. Well, somewhat Namek team here. I felt like this was pretty good to go against like Fighting Legend Frieza. Sort of thematically, I don't know. And it's an excuse to use my boy AGL Dokkan Best Vegeta some more, so it's just, I don't know.
You're in for a treat. You see, I managed to learn a little new trick during my time on Earth, like how to control my power level.
I forgot about his intro. Okay, what I was saying there, I've seen a lot of people. I feel like a lot of people, I guess I should put it this way, are just like, oh, Namek, 10th anniversary, that isn't hype. And it's like, well, how can we as a fan base say that, Goku versus Frieza is like the most iconic fight, but in the same breath say it's not hype enough? The two don't equate. And I really think, if I had to put my finger on it, that sort of negative feeling just stems from how Namek has been treated in Dokkan. I mean, we rarely ever get releases from Namek, and when we do, there's usually some bullshit with them. Oh, Tech Broly intro, hold on. I mean, just all throughout this year, there's just been so much bullshit with every single Namek release. I feel like people are just sort of consciously or unconsciously worried that if Namek is part of 10th anniversary, that it will bring the level of, hype, power, whatever down, because they believe they will mistreat the cards simply because they're Namek cards. Because just Dokkan has a tendency to mistreat Namek for some reason. Which I really like. Namek is hype as hell. Like, I don't get it. I really don't. But you know, it is what it is. Yeah, it really is Dokkan's fault. Namek is just so hyped though. I really hope that we get a new Super Saiyan, like a Kaioken, say like a like sort of like how Super Saiyan 4 Goku works, like a a Kaioken Goku into like Spirit Bomb Goku and Standby or something into Super Saiyan Goku, something like that. I think would be pretty hype. Final Form Frieza into Full Power Frieza. I mean, that's just. I feel like we really do need those. Hopefully we get him. We'll see. Hold on. Do need to do his transformation though. Okay, there we go. It takes a little bit, for all of it, his animation to play, but such a good unit. I am obviously I would have liked to get like the trio, Super Saiyan trio or something, but I am pretty happy that I walked away from Worldwide with this guy. And that's another reason why I need so many stones, like going into 10th anniversary. Like, I only just got my first copy of the Gammas. I had to coin a copy of Beast Gohan. I don't have Gogeta Blue. I only have 55% Broly, and I don't have any of the other worldwide LRs, like, and there's just, whatever other stuff they want to put on the banners, like, I can definitely use a lot of the stuff, the best of the best stuff that will be on the banner, so it's like, and especially like Carnival LRs in general, if they want to throw like Cell Max or something on one of them, it's just, I really do need a lot of characters. So, I don't have the most stones right now. I think it's a decent stockpile, but, I have like 563 some odd. But there's also, I need to get to, I have been pretty busy. And I haven't had the chance to, record and upload as much as I've wanted to. And I do have content just sort of sitting because of that. Like, I didn't even realize, but when I went to do stage 31 there for the Infinite Dragon Ball History, I mean, I still have 2 Infinite Dragon Ball History stages I just have not cleared at all. The Dragon Ball Hero one and whatever the other one was. But like, between stuff like that or Super Battle Roads, Extreme Super Battle Roads, I still need to do the Gender, Mari, or however it's pronounced, the Daima event. Like, there's a lot of stones. I feel like I could, plus with all the login stones and stuff, and all the special celebrations they're gonna have coming, and the countdown coins. Once we can exchange them, we'll get 30 stones there. Like, by the time, the banners drop, I'm pretty confident that I will have over 1,000 stones. I mean, we'll see exactly, obviously, but I feel like I'll walk in with a decent enough stockpile to expect a character, at least one of the new ones. I mean, we'll see. You can get pretty unlucky, but I would hope that I'll be able to obviously get some of these. All right, here let's do his little active against Paragus.
Where do you think you're going? I'm preparing the rocket so he can escape the explosion. Can a rocket built for one person?
Okay. Here, let me do this. Yeah, that'll work. Yeah, I can't contain my excitement at this point. It's just, if they like blunder this, which it's like I feel like can't happen, but if they do, I think they know the consequences of You can't, like, I feel like that's the main issue. What I was talking about before with, least Gohan. Of why his shadow just loomed so hard over the game until we got an actual Beast Gohan. I feel like the main culprit right there is quite simply, he, like, the hype, right? I guess that's the best way to put it. The hype building up to, okay, when the movie come out, like July or something, it's like, okay, the movie's out in July, and, not to, I mean, it's not entirely their fault. Because, I mean, people are obviously hyped from seeing the movie and, what advertisements there were, because Toei, for some reason, don't like to advertise Dokkan, really. But, like, the content creators for example, like, Truth or something, like, everyone just, like, superhero, it's gonna come out, it's gonna be fire in these games, and then, it didn't come out forever, right? We're hyped, we're waiting for half a year. Legends is getting it, he's like the best character in the game, and we're waiting, and then he finally comes. And it's just for like a 30-second active, and the character overall is pretty weak, and that would have been a perfect time if they wanted to do that exact sort of kit. And also just make it like a costume change, right? Just costume change him into Beast after the active. Give him a sprite, like, I mean, it would have not felt the best, but it would have been a lot more well received than what we got. And it's just, I feel like that is the issue there. He was just really hyped, and then he was not worth it. The way they've been building up 10th anniversary, I mean, they know they gotta, put their cards on the table, right? All in, like, they're not gonna be stupid. They want Dokkan to last another, 50 years if they could, because of how much money they make from. Obviously, it's not gonna last that long. Don't get me wrong, but they're gonna milk this cow until it's dry. And let me tell you, it is consistently every year one of Bandai's top income sources, revenue sources, whatever. They are not letting Dokkan die anytime soon. And I mean, with all the UI stuff, I mean, we're essentially getting Dokkan too. I mean, I would not be surprised if, I mean, this game, I feel like it's at least making it to a 15th anniversary. Where we go from there, who knows? But I feel like it has at least another good 5 years in it. I mean, that is the thing with gacha games. They can just get shut down really at any time, so you never know. But I do think that this game is going to be around for a while. If it's ever going to go away, I feel like we will see a new Dragon Ball gacha game appear first. In a somewhat similar theme style, however, of Dokkan, PvE, whatever. I don't, like, with how Legends has been doing, they would never just kill off Dokkan and solely rely on Legends. They're not dumb. Like, they're a business, and that would be a dumb decision. I used to be a pretty big fan of Legends, but like, it is, even players of Legends, it's like, the year it's had, it's been like, okay, it's kind of cautionary looking at it, because I believe, and they've gotten, Vegeta Blue, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, all this, Beast Gohan, everything this year, and it's actually their, like, second least year of revenue, like, ever, I believe. So, just taking a look at the numbers, and a lot of people, like, for some reason hate that argument, but it's like, I'm not the one who makes the decisions. I just use common sense based off looking at them, and they're a business. It's not hard to think about what they'll try and do. looking at the numbers. Dokkan is here for the long haul, I do believe, and it's it's just getting better and better. They're building this up. 10th anniversary. It's gonna be peak of peak. Is how I feel. I mean, obviously, once again, there's certain Super Vegito, Super Saiyan Goku, stuff like that. And obviously, I do want, but they could do just about anything. I do think. There we go, though. That's Fighting Legend Frieza. I don't know. These are just, I kind of yap away for a while. Nostalgia, looking towards the future and stuff with these. It's been a good opportunity for these, and stuff like Truths and Iron King sort of series, newcomer series, whatever. Obviously, I'm a big veteran at this point, so I don't need that to learn the game. But seeing that just it helps build hype. I'm really hyped. It's good to talk about it. I think. All right, we'll cut away here though, and we'll come back once we're ready to jump into the red ribbon. Red zone against Cellmax. Alright, we are back. I did feel it was pretty fitting here to go against, full superhero into Cellmax. This should be pretty good, I think. But yeah, let's just jump right in. This should be, this is obviously not like a really difficult stage. This should be pretty easy. We're going to have a lot of intros to play here, so.
Guess it's my turn.
Okay, what do I want to do here? I'll keep them on rotation, I think. No, I'll keep Gamma on rotation for now. Gamma 2. We should just, crush this guy pretty quickly. I wouldn't be surprised if this is, a turn 3. Alright, we clear this, especially because we'll have Orange Piccolo coming in. Or, I guess, Power Awakening Piccolo. 4, turn 3. And, this is just going to be pretty easy, I do feel. That is the thing. They are going to do Orange Piccolo, an actual playable Orange Piccolo at some point. We have, obviously, Beast Gohan, a second one. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Orange Piccolo at some point this year. The only issue there is, I feel like everything else from Superhero is somewhat dormant at this point. So he'd either probably be just a Dokkan Fest TOR, or, a Yellow Coin LR. Unrelated to, whatever the celebration is, I don't know. I do think it'd be nice to have an actual Orange Piccolo card, but... And they will do it at some point, but I don't know. I don't think they really can do another Cellmax just yet, obviously. Or Gammas, or Gohan, or anything, so... It might be a little bit. Which is unfortunate, obviously. But... Oh, more intros. But it is what it is. Now this rotation right here is obviously kind of crazy. We get these guys together, and it's just the links, all the support. This rotation alone is probably going to do several health bars worth of damage to Cellmax here. 11 mil. Yeah, and the crits and the additionals and stuff. We most likely, obviously we'll see, but turn 3, turn 4, something like that. This is a pretty shorter event, which is, fine. Final sort of stage here to do for these countdown missions. This is probably already pretty long. I haven't been paying attention exactly to how long it's been, but I know I've been yapping for quite a bit through these. That's the final one for a sort of big like nostalgia sort of esque video here, and it's really good. It feels really nice that the state the game is in now. I mean, thinking back, it's just an entirely unrecognizable game from where it was when I originally started, which is extremely good. You know, when I started, you know, it was. I mean, like something like auto didn't exist. Like, oh my god, grinding out a Prime Battle LR was the worst thing ever. It really was. But I mean, nowadays it's like, and they weren't even that good, right? They're just like collectibles, and now it's like, well,
Like I told you, King Piccolo was the old me. This is not gonna end like it did before.
Here we go. We got the units here. I don't know if I've even seen this animation yet. I'm not gonna lie, as crazy as that sounds. I don't know if I've rocked them next to each other. My Piccolo is Rainbow, but my Beast is 55%. So, I mean, it's very possible we don't kill here. If I really wanted to, I could have just used the sort of target and put him in slot 3, but I mean, we should do a lot of damage here. Oh, this looks pretty nice. Oh, the double special boom cannon, huh? Yeah. No, I don't think we're gonna kill, but that's fine. This is, I don't know, this guy is so cool. Even though I don't really care for Beast himself, like this card is, I don't know how you could dislike it. They mishandled Superhero, I really do feel, like initially for Dokkan. But that being said, I hopefully, I mean, with Goku and Glorio, I do think they're going to somewhat redeem themselves. Especially because I really could easily see, like, Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta as the Sand Day unit. I mean, Super Easy A for the strength. Dokkan Fest Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta from back in the day. Like, Easy A for, Majin Vegeta. Like, they have the perfect Saiyan Day lined up. Like, I really do feel like Daima is not going to be treated the way Superhero was. Now, the only question for me is, like, damn, that's crazy. How do I think they're going to do Superhero? Or Daima. And what I mean by that is, I do think Golden Week very, very likely is going to be Daima stuff. And, I mean, Daima finishes, I think it should finish like mid-late March, roughly. I mean, Golden Week is, what, like late April? I mean, they could very, very easily. I mean, Superhero, they made them LRs. They can make the final, like, bosses of Daima just LRs for Golden Week. Final hero, final villain. That would be pretty cool. I mean, we'll see what they do, but that would be pretty peak, I do say. I do think. I really hope they do that. But yeah, there we go. Let's I mean, that's all wrapped up. Let's accept our missions here. Show that I mean, obviously we've played the ball, but let's just show here. And there we are. The final batch, January batch complete of 10th anniversary countdown missions. I obviously can't contain my hype. 10th anniversary. It's gonna be special. There we go. Alright. Yeah. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Take care.